Magma Classroom, our weekly digital painting study session in partnership with Wacom. This particular classroom series focuses on the basics of digital painting, starting with the fundamentals of value, shapes, light and color. We've done a good few apples and spheres already in previous lessons, tried our hands at some more interesting still life studies, broken down simple landscapes, and even run a gauntlet of timed exercises to speed up the learning process. These 1-hour study sessions are aimed at beginners finding their feet with digital painting, illustrators who want to tackle new subjects to grow their visual library, and more experienced painters wanting to warm up or wind down with something different from their usual work. I'm your host Ryan, the resident artist at Magma, and together we'll be sharpening our skills each week with a new subject to study. Top up your mug and grab your drawing tablet. While you wait, be sure to subscribe if you're not already so that you can stay updated about future sessions. We'll be getting started shortly. Hello everybody. Welcome to the classroom. We've got a gang here already. We've got a few people who have shown up, already claimed a canvas for themselves. All right, so if you're watching, you're new here, this is a 1-hour study session. Every week we pick a new subject to study, and today we're doing octopi. So if you want to join in, you can check the stream description below. All the details are there. What I'm going to do real quick is for those of you who might be joining on Twitch, let me grab the canvas links and all that for you. You'll first have to join the Magma Artspace, and from there you can follow the link to the canvas. Give me one moment here. One moment. Alrighty, Artspace link. And for those of you you've done this before, you know how we roll. You're welcome to just dive right in if you want to. For those who are beginners, that's fine. I'll chat a bit through my process. So hopefully that can help you in figuring out how to tackle something like this. I don't know if I've ever painted an octopus before, actually. But it's fine, because we've been doing fundamentals and stuff for a little while. We've got enough to work with that can make for an adequate study, I think. And the idea here is not to have perfect paintings. We're just trying to put in the time, gain some XP, level up a little bit, and figure out the steps that we need to take to try and get a little closer to our reference material. The more we do this, the easier it becomes, the faster we get there, and we also learn some little tricks and things to solve certain problems a little easier. So this music's quite vibey. Got some retro synth wave type of stuff, something kind of futuristic, because I suspect one day our overlords will be an evolution of octopi. I'm quite certain of that. Crabs or octopi, I don't know. Everything seems to evolve into crabs, but octopi have the intelligence. Alrighty, so where is my brush? The first thing before we dive into anything here is to assess what we're looking at. And obviously we're looking at an octopus, but we're looking first for shapes that we're going to work with in our piece. So I'm going to create a new layer here. Okay, let's hide the chat for a while. You're welcome to chat, here on the canvas, or the all these canvases are linked, so the chat will spread all the way over, or you can chat in the stream chat. I'll be paying attention, well, occasionally to that. So okay, first thing we've got, let's find a brush here that's going to stand out. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, I've been messing with my settings here. I'm trying to keep to a set of presets, but I end up changing my brushes without changing the preset. Anyway, let's do that. So of course we have some nice rounded shapes in here. We got here Peppo, hello. Feel free to grab one of the canvases down below. So we've got this. Why is it not showing? Maybe it's just super thin. Oh, that's because of the brush. There we go. That's why I figured out. Let me just put a note here in case they don't know that we're in the stream. Hi, we are live on YouTube. Grab a canvas below study. So we've got, of course, this. Oh, that's gigantic, isn't it? We've got this round shape. Oops. So yeah, I haven't drawn today, so I'm a little stiff. Okay, so Pepper is going to keep drawing there. That's fine. So we've got this circle here. We go to this fanning out kind of triangle shape. Okay, obviously we've got the tentacles and stuff. We'll get to that later. And if we just drop the opacity of this a little bit so we can see through it. We've also got these circles here on the eyes. So what I'm doing here is just simplifying the basic shapes that we're going to be working with. Yeah, so we've got that circle, that triangle, and then these circles here. Of course, we've got circles here too. We can kind of make that a circle. A lot of intersections, of course. Got a bit of Futurama showing up here. Yeah, what I might do. So I'm going to switch this up. Add remove layers, admins, just so we don't have too many people drawing in here, because I want you to be claiming your own canvas down below. So that's fine for now while I explain. Let's make this bigger. Erase that. And the other thing we can look at. No worries, Mountain Pirate. You're perfectly on time. Pirate is never late. We can also check our values. Yeah, although I'm not going to be paying too much attention to this, but we can get a look just to see how shapes that will help us define the form of our octopus here. So we've got this here. It's nice little like square in the dark. So things are going to emerge from there. We've got shapes here. So we're looking at that sort of negative space around it as well to help us define things. Okay. There's a second one as a just in case. If you find that this is too easy for you and you want to jump in with another one, then you are welcome. You're welcome to do that. But I had a hard time trying to choose between various photos. Once I started getting into it and found some reference, there's some really gorgeous pictures. Of course, the other thing here is the texture. So we're going to be trying to capture that. I think that was one of the elements that we're really going to spend a bit of time here working on. But we're 10 minutes in already, so let's get cracking. I'm not going to talk too much, but I'll kind of repeat some of these steps that we had. Now, Peppo, I'm going to remove you from this canvas just because I want to keep this one clear while I do my study. Let's see. I mean, it's probably not on the stream. So, and you is. That is pretty fun. Mountain pirates, inspiration as well. Didn't realize how cute baby octopi are. Yes, they are really cute. So yeah, what I can also potentially do is hide their layer, so I don't have to see it, and I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint over it. Cool. Good thing to name mountain pirate. And I'm going to turn off quickly just their cursor so that it doesn't distract me. There we go. Cool. So they can keep drawing and I can go about my thing. So let's see. We got quite a dark background. So I'm going to fill that in first. It's kind of like a grayish purple. We've got a bit of browns and greens in the rock there. Let's see. This doesn't matter. This is just to get a little something down because I don't like to work on too close to white. That's why I even started off with gray here. Let's bump up the opacity here. And I'm just going to fill in a bit of background. To start. But now the main thing really is that we're going to spend time on is kind of getting this texture. So we've got this beautiful violety pink, pinks and purples, combined with the warmer options. These kind of pale, this desaturated yellowy orange. It gets a little more saturated as we go up. So yeah, we're going to play around with all of that. Now, oh, that's why maybe. Why is my color not looking? Oh, that's why. Confuse myself. Okay, well, I think you can keep going there. We've got a bit of dark down here too. I will make some of that darker later. Just getting some rough bits filled in. It's just to have something in the background. I'm just kind of squinting to get some of those shapes in as well. Even with the background, still kind of paying attention to those basic things, looking for shapes. All right, I see what you mean, Mountain Pirate. No worries. Hey, KamiX. Again, if you're joining, you're welcome to grab a canvas down below in the sequence panel. There's a bunch there. Just got to hit that film strip icon. Okay, so let's go into sketching a little bit. Maybe I'll go with... Yeah, I can go with the black. I think it'll be fine. So what did we say? We had a... This comes up pretty high. We had a kind of circle. You don't have to be true to real life, but still try and treat this like a study. So try and work with these colors, perhaps. Find something that you want to kind of focus on. Even finding like a stylized version of this is fine. But for those who want to go for the more realistic thing, that's cool. That's kind of what I'm going to be going for. So we got that, had that circle, and then we have this this triangle as well that sort of starts all the way up here. Might have to increase the size of my background a bit. This following these lines a bit in the background. There we go. Now, of course, I am going to adapt all of this. This is just to have the basic shapes to fit into. We've got a bit of like a tentacle here. We've got a tentacle that wraps here under. This one is a bit kind of goes behind, go that way. And I'm not necessarily going to try and capture the entire image. I'm just going to zone in on all of this. The idea is not necessarily to learn about octopi anatomy, but just to study elements of it. So I'll break from the canvas there, do a thing here, and yeah, we've got this dark shape. It's actually a bit higher. Cool. All right, so now the tricky thing is where to start when it comes to the coloring. Do we go with a purple, this purple pink, or do we go with the orange? And I don't think it matters too much. I'm probably going to start with the orange though. I think it's going to be easier to put the purple on top. For no real particular reason. I think it has to do more with the density of the texture. Just trying to get some of these other shapes in, and I'm going to keep this on a. Oh, I didn't keep my sketch layer separate. Okay, so normally, if I was thinking, I would have put my sketch layer separate. But hey, eyebrow, welcome. I figured you'd be awake for this one. So yeah, normally I would do my sketch on a separate layer, but I cocked that up at the beginning, so that's all right. That's all right. Because what I would do here is put my base colors underneath the sketch, because I'm using that to guide me. So we're going to go with I am determined, indeed. And I forgot to mention, in case you didn't notice, you're at 2 a.m. instant noodles, nice. I have activated Blaze for everybody, so you can use any of the textured brushes that we have available. I've set a few presets for mine. So I'm going to be using the shortcuts on my Wacom tablet to switch between different presets. Is he? That's a good question. He's possibly from the same family. Old Zoidberg. And let's see. Yeah, here's more lobster. Because doesn't he have the weird hands? Yeah. I was watching some videos earlier about octopi and just how absolutely freaking fascinating they are, and how smart and just wonderfully complex and advanced creatures. This is why I say they'll definitely be our overlords one day. Like the illithids from, is the illithids that the right name from D&D? I think Arbrow can correct me there. On that note of illithids and octopi squid-like overlords, Baldur's Gate 3 is looking pretty darn amazing. And I'm very tempted to splurge on that. Splurge and distract. Splurge and distract. Okay, so I'll build on top of all this later. Okay, cool. I'll check that out later. Thanks, Mountain Pirate. Okay, despite drawing lots for D&D, I don't know much. Okay. They've got sort of mind control powers. Or if you call them powers or abilities. So you're still finding time to D&D and paint murals and study environments. How's that course going, by the way? Have you got your first project for the environment class? Okay, then let's go here. There's also a bit here behind, but it gets much darker. So let's go into the purples next. I do want to try and keep, not to have, I don't want to work with density and opacity just yet. I just actually get, oh, that's bright. Just gonna get dabs of color down. Ah, nice. Getting into the photo bashing. And there are like other shapes and forms to sort of figure out in here. Like it's not just round. There's like a bulge here that comes in a little bit and then over again. So something to note when we get into it. But it seems to get this texture right is going to be something of a meditative practice, I think. This is the first bit of painting I'm doing today, so it's going to feel a bit out of it. That's going to be so far. I'm kind of squinting my eyes a lot to see what sort of shapes there are, as always. Ooh, I like your thinking there, Eyebrow. Have you seen the sort of 3D digital mural thing? Or yeah, sort of digital mural thing that's in Tokyo. They often have these fun illusions. It is amazing how they changed their that cat in the corner. That's it changes quite a bit. It's pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, the ability to adjust, not just camouflage, like change the look of their skin in terms of patterns, but to actually manipulate the surface of the skin so that it mimics the actual three-dimensional texture, not just as a two-dimensional thing, like flat on the surface. It's amazing. It's amazing. And we've got some like oranges in here. You envy them, yeah. They're just so cool. Just how do you evolve to be that cool? So we definitely have a darker section here. So let's see. A little bit more of the purple. I want to desaturate, shift over a bit. That happens a lot, particularly with fast strokes. I find it happens for me, and it usually, if my internet is being a bit temperamental, that happens. So I actually need to squint more because I'm wasting a lot of time. Let me get rough changes in color. So yeah, it's a bit more desaturated. Like I said, I've never painted something like this before, so it's a fun challenge. But it's important to squint your eyes. Squint your eyes a lot in the beginning, because then you can kind of see the larger groupings of color. Yeah, that's not really yellow. That goes into this. Overall, that's a bit more like that. put my density on now. We got even darker here. Towards the cools. This is damn near black. Right? I know what you mean. Everything's got its measure of intelligence. There's quite an outcry about people wanting to set up octopus farms, which I also have issue with. Cultivating such an intelligent creature for food doesn't shit show well with me. And we have this, but it's lighter here. So this is definitely a study that I think 1 hour is not enough for. I mean, we're already 25 minutes in, and I was talking a lot in the beginning. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that's my main issue with it. We're just pissing off too many species that will ultimately have their revenge. Let's do this. It's paler in here, and it's darker. What sort of dark though? It's like this maybe. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. It's better to work with border strokes. Pattern here. This runs from the corner of this eye down. It gives us a bit of form. We've got dark eye in here. Interesting. Hey, I see we've got a few more people watching. If you want to join us, check the stream description. We've got all the details there. We do only have half an hour left of the study. It's only a 1 hour study, but I do encourage people to keep going. If you pop down on this man definitely deserves a huge hitter. Absolutely. If you click on the film strip icon, there are a bunch of canvases. We've got some still available. You'll be able to join in, grab one of those canvases for yourself. And yeah, study along with us. Whether you're a beginner, you're advanced, looking for something new to try, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter where you're at. This is for everybody. We're just studying. This rock should be a bit of brown to it, I think. And some green. All over the place. Just getting distracted. I want to focus on the octopus, but here I am, going in the background. Ding, 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 ding. Let's get a bit of that green. It's a bit saturated. Yep, yeah, and I agree. Everything's got its level of intelligence. So it's a complicated thing. I still kind of think that maybe octopi are next level though. I don't know. There's a great skit by Dylan Moran on eating cows. And they're big, lumbering, stupid creatures. They'd be everywhere if we didn't eat them. So, it's fun. It's fun. Like I say, everything's got its level of intelligence. I agree. Documented levels of sass, yeah. And also their capacity to play, problem solve. All these things, we've got like this curls around. How am I going to tackle this? I've actually come too far. Let's come over like here. So it's going to come down here. And I too enjoy meat. It's going to be more orange here. Throwing rotten shrimp at the handler. But yeah, this thing of like leaving their tanks, going on a quest. Grand quest for their preferred meals. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I haven't seen that one. Let's make this bigger. We're too small. Okay, not that. Could it be the first octopi influencer? Influencer? What have we unleashed upon this world? Octofluencer. Indeed. It could be a Cleverhouse theme. It's going to be tricky. Probably should have done this on a separate layer. Let's see, it's quite dark here. It's pretty much black in the eyes here. Yeah, this is difficult. That's why we're here. You wish you deserve this much hugiter. Yeah, I haven't even touched it yet. Let's try to. Let's get a bit brighter pink here. Oh no, that must go towards red, I think. Like that. Building it up slow. Building up slow. And of course, I'm trying not to pick from the reference. It's very, very tempting with a creature like this. This is a good thing to throw yourself in the deep end with. Resist the urge. Let's turn that off. Yeah. Let's see. Dark here. Here. So how are you guys finding this so far? Bit of a tricky one? Oh, I really should have done the little suckers on a separate layer. Because here there's actually quite a bit of a pink color. I can still do that actually. Let's see. Squint your eyes. Squint your eyes. It's dark over here too. Ah, thank you. Ooh. So, pine lemonade. Delicious. This goes a bit around. It's dark in here. Okay, and then let's see about some of these shapes that we have, these pattern shapes. I'll adjust the colors maybe a little bit later, but I want to just get a sense of them here. It starts getting a bit violety inside. A bit of darker purple here. Obviously got these purples running down from the eye, following these forms. Gregory Manchus. Oh, I'm gonna have to go look at that. It's eyebrow distracting me. This is why I never get my painting done. Eyebrow distracting me. Manchus. Oh Lord. Yeah, I mean check it. Oh, so good, so good. What have you done to me? Okay, focus. Okay, let's simplify here. Let's roundness here. It's kind of shadowy. Kind of. Shape that follows in here. Little streaks that come down this way. Feel inferior. Feel it. But I mean, he is. So darn good. I think this is something. Now you mentioned that. I think this is something we should try a hand at in the classroom in September. Is actually doing master studies of some amazing painters. We spent some time just trying to recreate some artist's work. I know Wayne's and his crew does this frequently. Saturdays they're doing really cool studies, and Saturdays are just a bad day for me. I always miss these ones. Their last one was looking at Alex Constant. I mean, man, those are such beautiful paintings. Let's bump this out. Get this shape a little bit. Oof. Yeah, no. This time allocation is not going to work for me. It's still pretty dark sitting behind the I fella over here. There's a bit more saturation here. I haven't saturated enough. For those I haven't checked out, over on the Discord, the Classroom channel, I shared a link to a video earlier. So if you're looking to see just some more cool stuff about these creatures, check that out. Check that out. Yeah, overall this is a bit more purple here. Right here. Goodness. Anyone here that's joining the classroom for the first time? So it's a little tricky keeping up with the names each week. Just curious, just curious. Kami, first time, cool. Great to have you here. And how did you find out about the session? This is part of our partnership with Wacom. Some stuff's been going out that way, and I'm putting out a little bit more over on Discord. Just trying to gauge to see how people are finding their way to our classroom sessions. Good, cool. Glad to hear you find your way from Wacom. Nice. Yep, so for the months of July and August, we've partnered up with Wacom. And as part of that, people who spend time drawing with us, you'll get 7 days free access to our Blaze brushes. If you haven't already received it this month. If you have, you'll have another chance next month. This button here. Oh, you haven't touched your tablet in a while? Well, I'm glad you saw this as a good opportunity to put it to use again. Which tablet are you using? Got the Wacom Intuos Pro 2013 in front of me. Spent a fair bit of time this weekend trying, and towards the end of last week, trying to customize mine to exactly my sort of needs, but specifically for Magma. Use in Magma. Ah, you're not sure? Okay. The older tablets are the best ones. I still have a first generation Intuos that is in working condition. That was released 93? No, wait, 98. I think when I did my review of it, it was 15 years old already. Whoa, if you had put an Octopus in front of some drawing tutorials and give him a Wacom tablet. Be very curious to see what happens. Actually, I don't want to see what's going to happen. It's probably going to put me to shame. Intellect that far surpasses my own. Learns super quickly. I don't think we stand a chance against an Octopus artist. Oh, the thing there is that, yeah, their lifespans are so short as well. Okay, if you look over to my screen, so you have your layers panel here on the bottom right. Then just underneath this opacity slider on the right hand side, there's a button for a new layer. Or you can press Shift N. Shift N for new. So I'm trying to approach things with a bit of a more or less one layer approach. No problem, no problem. Aha, so this is not only your first classroom session, but your first time in Magma? Exciting, exciting. I love it when new people find Magma. So the best part is that we could all be painting on the same canvas if we wanted to be. And I actually was going to do this in a way, this particular session, in a way where we just put our studies next to one another, but the canvas I'd made for it, I think maybe it wasn't the best size for that. So I chose against doing that. We have 10 minutes left, and I'm embarrassingly behind on where I wanted to be with this. And if I just take stock for a moment on where I'm at. This is the nice thing with setting time limits, just to force yourself to lean back and see what maybe you've done wrong, what you could do better. I like these timed exercises. Really have to do that. One thing is that I haven't built up the form the lighting with the tentacles in particular, and I've started adding in the little suction cups, which is a bit premature. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to paint over them, and I want to try and capture a bit of the whoops, not zoom in. I want to change brush size. Thank you. Just want to try and capture that bit of that change. And to help with that, I have my density set to be pressure sensitive, and I've also just reduced the opacity and density a little bit, just so that I can layer my strokes a bit. Let's see here, it's quite dark in there too. It's because I have none of this. It's sort of flowing change in form and direction of everything currently. Here it's quite dark too. But this might be almost black underneath. And here too, need a bit of gradation. I need some orange. So I definitely didn't squint enough in going with bigger brush shapes. Bigger brush strokes. That's what I'm taking away from this so far. But now I know for next time, something I've got to pay attention to. And we are going to do this again, not the same reference photo. We'll do a different one on Thursday. Maybe we can tackle this other one that I've got on the canvas, but I've got a bunch of other images that we can try out as well. A bit lighter here. Bigger brush, Ryan, bigger brush. Darken some of this background too. I hadn't even changed the music beats in this track. Let's do part 2. This definitely gets quite a bit darker. Seems to gain a bit in saturation. This goes to the shadows. Here as well. Then we do have this nice pink on the outside. It's quite bright. It's quite bright. It's lower value, but more saturation. Goodness, this is difficult. You're struggling together, guys. Don't worry. If you're struggling with it, it's fine. You're not alone. We are in this together. The collective struggle is real. Luego says everything looks great. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going for it. We're going for it. Curious to see how the thumbnails of everyone's stuff down below looks good. Like more stylized approach going on over there. Good stuff. If we need to add more canvases, that's fine. Easily pop a few extras in, but we're coming up on the end of the session. I think I might want to just keep going for a little bit, go a little overtime, because this is fun. This is fun, and I like it, and I want a better result. Let's definitely gain a bit of saturation towards the back. Let's get some of that pink up here. Excuse me a moment. Okay. Let's try to get this shape right. Yeah. This could be longer, I think. It's the shadows. Who we got here? Varying Vibes, hello. I don't know if you've been here the whole time. I haven't been. Ah, I see what's going on. I didn't really see what was going on in the shadows before, but now I can. This tentacle actually wraps around like this. Yeah, I see. Oh, subtle changes in the shadows. Subtle changes in value. And also, yeah, we're not going to see a lot there. That's not where I want the focus to be anyway. I don't need a defined tentacle over here. This also sort of wraps around, kind of discovering new shapes as I work into it. I kind of want to focus in, get some focusing on the texture around the eyes once I get some of these tentacles down. Let's see over here, saturated. Does anyone here ever go to like museums or the zoo, or go to places to do live studies, not just life studies, live studies of animals and objects? Great job, Eyebrow. Go get some rest. You've earned it. Do not dream of our overlords. Let's have a look at what you did here. Oh, nice. Vibrancy. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I was finding that, even while looking for reference on this, and for other various things, there's a lot more fake, inaccurate images flooding the internet. And I think our museums are going to be great sources for artists and places to go spend a lot more time at to capture what's real. Which we should be doing either way, I think. But I say that. I have not done this in a long time. I do have some reference photos from a museum in India with some awesome weaponry and shields and jewelry and all that I actually want to do some studies of. What's it say? I was eating those flesh marshmallows. Funny. Nice one, Pepper. Very interesting, Mount Pirate. Don't allow photos. Yeah, we're going to have to go in with our sketchbooks. They're forcing us to take the long route. Hello, hello. Oh, it's Anfel. Okay, I didn't see the end of the name there. Good to have you here. You think the ink that this octopus squirts is very tasty? Actually, quite interesting. Octopi have to make sure that they get away from their own ink as well, because it can mess with their respiratory system. Part of how it confuses is that it can damage the ability of things to breathe and mess with eyesight. So that ink really does. It's not just that it blinds in the sense that there's something in the way, but it actually there's a chemical reaction, and so predators going for it will have to suffer a bit of that if they stay in that cloud for too long. But at the same time, octopi also need to get out of their out of the path of their own ink, but usually it's done in a, by the look of things, part of like a swim away and squirt at the same time, which they've probably also learned to do over time, because they know that their ink is dangerous. Excuse me. So yeah, just a little bit of information there for you if you didn't know about it. I only learned this today, so while I was watching some of these videos. That's the other cool thing with doing studies like this. It's not just studying how the thing looks, and going and watching stuff about it, learn about it. Oh. Octopi are even cooler than I imagined. Now I'm even more excited to paint the thing. Okay, and now I've gotten rid of all these suction cups on here. I'm gonna have to bring them back. Let's get this up this way. Think you're done? Let's find your canvas. Let's have a look. Nice work there. Keep going. Keep going. There's more you can add. You've got this. Oh, we're already 10 minutes over the hour. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. How you guys feeling? You going to keep going? You going to keep working on your pieces? Yeah, still going to keep going. Nice. Let's stay at it. So I'm going to add in those. Let's do it on a separate layer. Because what I'm going to want to do is I want to get the shapes down first. And then I want to add in, oh, no, wait, what I've done now. Let's go do what I had actually planned to do. I want to be able to paint over shapes of the suction cups independently of everything else. So I need to have them on a separate layer. I want to get the shapes in first, and then I can paint over them. But I just want to make sure that I've gotten rid of all the other smaller ones that I had before. Don't want those interfering. That was there. I have no idea. A little lighter here. Okay. So, like I was going to do, when I set another layer, I just want to get the shapes in. You never have to apologize here for going to walk your dog. Never. Never. Go do it. Doggo needs their walk. So I'm also trying to follow the pattern of these suction cups as they move. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. And of course, trying to follow perspective too, right? When you're doing these suction cups, as stuff moves off into the distance, those cups are going to get smaller. As they come closer to the camera, they're going to be a bit bigger. I have to fix up a little bit here. So for now, it's just flat color, just getting the shapes. That's most of them, I think. Yeah. It's a sort of shape here, but it's not quite the cups, but sort of the part of the shape there. So now what I can do is on a separate layer that is clipped to that one when I've put all the suction cups on. Anything I paint now is going to only appear where I've got those suction cups. I can make my brush big and set the density to pressure, lower the opacity a bit. This is putting a bit of color so that it's obvious at first. Now I can gently start bringing in those blues in parts, which are in the shadows here, a bit on this side as well. But I can gradually do it. And then the same with the pinks and purples, which are kind of like this maybe. Not so much that blends in, but enough so that those things have got color. And then I'll refine it more as we go. Like these have actually got still a bit more of that blue. So let's bring that in. It's quite a bit darker. It's still lighter than the bits in between. So I'm trying to keep to that. So I can just use this to gradually bring in the right colors and lighting. They vary a lot in color. There's lots around the rims on there. They're kind of like a dark rim. There we go. There we go. Here as well. Actually, what needs to happen for these to stand out a bit more is what's behind them needs to be darker. A lower value, rather. Darker value. Here, this part's almost completely white. I don't have to worry about damaging anything else. Damaging or painting over anything else when I've got this clipping layer. Very useful tool. Okay, just checking some things here. What else needs to happen? Yeah, so now that I've got that on the top layer, I need to make sure I don't work on that. I go back down to my base layer, main layer of paint. I can carry on working now without disrupting what I've laid in already. Here could definitely be darker. Darker, let's make it more saturated. Here as well. La 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 la. Hope you guys are having fun with this challenging bit of reference. More saturated. I think my colors aren't saturated enough in parts. Let's keep darkening around these areas. This. Should be more saturation, more darkness here. Bump up the contrast. Here should also be a bit darker, I think. Yeah. So we're approaching that phase where we can kind of, well, approaching that phase. Probably been there a little while, but like zoom in and really and get into details. Yeah, it definitely needs to be a bit darker, I think. Just a slightly darker value. Just to bring those tentacles forward. Great stuff, Kami X. Thanks for joining us. Great to have you for your first Magma experience. Hope to see you again in another one. Same time, Thursday. Be sure to stay tuned to the YouTube channel. We always post the information about our stuff there. Everything's scheduled already. The next month of streams is all lined up and scheduled, so you can get notified about all of those. Until then, enjoy your week. And I should probably wrap up here. I do want to work on this some more because this is a lot of fun. And I am a long way from a result that I'd be... Well, not so much it has to be a result, but rather that I feel like there's still a lot to learn, a lot of thinking to go through to get this looking much better. So I want to go through that process. Let's go have a little look at what everybody has produced. I'll pop over here. See how my Mountain Pirate's doing. Ooh, nice. Got some nice. Nice. I should stop using the word nice. It's terrible, isn't it? But that texture's coming through really nicely there. Oh, I said it again. Very good. Not good. Good variation of sort of texture and hue. I like it. Eyebrow going crazy there with a lot of the lasso fill tool, which I know he really enjoys. Nice. Damn it. I like this. Random persons. Looking good. Looking really good. That texture there works very well. It's a tricky thing to get that texture all across the surface. Look at this. Very cool. Very cool. Who is this? Juki. Hello. Looking great. Anfal wants me to wait. Who did we have here? Oh, this was Kami X's. Nice. Ah, damn, I said nice. Ooh, SKV. Very good. Very good. It's got there's a moodiness here that I quite like. So it's taking shape really well. Jonilo. Playing with those texture brushes. And Anfal. Going for it. Good, getting the form on the pattern flowing from the eyes down really well. Great stuff, everybody. Great stuff. Good job for the time allocated. It's not a lot for such a complex creature. It's not a lot of time at all. but you all did very well. So I hope you will join us again on Thursday. We're going to take another crack at it. Because you can't just do this once. Gotta work out it some more. Made it a tentacle sucker brush. Wait, I want to I just need to do one little thing here. Mine more desaturated, I think. Coming from here. But yeah, so we started off with just getting those basic shapes in. That circle with the triangle attached to it, and then the wrapping forms. Actually, I don't know if you're supposed to call them tentacles or arms, because they're quite sophisticated. Let's do this. Encapsulate that. And we'll end on a fun fact in case you didn't know. But octopi have 3 hearts. I don't remember exactly the functions. 2 of them perform one, but I think mostly one does like general blood to the rest of the body, and the 2 do another task, which I can't quite remember exactly what that was. But yeah, 3 hearts. And their blood is blue because it is copper based. So yeah, interesting little facts. It's always good to learn a little something about the subjects that we're painting. And with that, I bid you farewell. Thank you very much. Also on Wednesday we have our clubhouse session. So if you want a more fun, relaxed, and this is also fun, and it's also pretty relaxed, I think. But the focus here is learning. At the clubhouse, it's really just about having fun, drawing some silly things, and we're going to be painting fire elementals. That's going to be the theme for Wednesday's clubhouse. So it'll be the same time, 11 a.m. Central Daylight, and I hope to see you guys there. With that, I shall close. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Chat again soon.